Instead, humans who believe these sounds and these words and these letters and mathematics and equations and explanations use men and women and gender neutral, them and their and all of the other people for stimulation. Laughing together, working together, staring together, eating soup together, breaking bread together with no religion. Having conversations together, intellectual discussions together, rewarding the smartest person in outer space who leads these humans. Eventually, a human reaches a final human in socialism and communism. Xi Jinping, as the easiest honest-to-gosh example. A person Bernie Sanders and Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez and other socialists and communists probably have a picture of in their home alongside Vladimir Putin and the other revolutionaries such as Che Guevara. They're heroes against colonialist United States of America. Not a woman, unless Ronda Rousey marries Xi Jinping, unless Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez shares dominance with Xi Jinping. She could have a gazillion thousand trillion bodyguards, but would never defeat her equal human. There would be no more babies, no more families, and in their language, no birth rate. Life goes on. Earth dominates in outer space. Within what I'm describing. Immediately, eventually, inevitably. until some stupid retard, similar to me, can't do what Rigson says when he punches me in my arm, and what the librarian says with their rules and restrictions on a piece of paper. But Barack Obama's hope has no relevance in this example I describe now. Paul Dingyatso could speak about what I'm trying to describe better from the 20 or so years he spent in a Chinese prison for what he did similar to what I'm describing now in Tibet. And unfortunately worse, now with technology, humans risk what the Matrix describes available on a shelf at the University of Washington Library. Probably eventually declared unnecessary and irrelevant and probably stupid and barbaric on the communist socialist object in outer space. Humans would adapt, they'd overcome, they'd achieve, and they'd accomplish. They would accomplish. Enjoying the new definition of freedom. Though arguably much different. Than the crazy wisdom I was taught in the United States of America. There's nothing else to say, there's nothing else to do, other than what I'm doing now, waiting to die in silence. With so many people with so much power and so much genius and intelligence, stimulating so many people similar to what Bill Gates and Apple have done and Microsoft had done and Steve Jobs did and Paul Allen did and what Huawei does now. a very different world. But not a different world after World War I, after World War II, after the last war, and now the Ukrainian war. But a society so addicted to how smart they are, how friendly they are, how emotional they are, how compassionate they are, how caring they are about other humans. Probably saying an eye for an eye leaves you blind, like Gandhi said when he did what Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. did and what Nelson Mandela did. And the only people, the only humans who would ever know any different would be so few and so easy to get rid of. Similar to what's being done now in the United States of America. There would be art everywhere. Drugs available at approved locations. Social housing. And an infinite amount of money. To have the freedom we now have in the United States of America. Humans are already erasing history in the United States of America. Carelessly. A few years, a few days, a few hours, and a few seconds after a socialist communist revolution, and nobody will ever remember those millions and millions and probably billions who have died to be able to speak and have freedom. Millions dead from civil war. But the next day, bread for everybody, soup for everybody, equality, and a pride flag with a rainbow blowing on an indigenous planet Earth in outer space.